I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
The Furies, the Lizzies, the Boppers, the Turnbull ACs, the Rips.
Rips! Yeah!
These are the armies of the night. 100,000 strong, they could run New York City. Tonight, they're out to get the Warriors.
Now at Lowe's State 1 and Cine, Reed's Bay Cinema, and a theater near you.
This is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. There's another paid request, this time for Broad Stipe. Thank you so much for that. And I was going to start with bitching about the fact that, oh, the theatrical cut, how come we don't have that on DVD and Blu-ray? But apparently they did get a DVD. Granted, it was a DVD-R, but apparently in March or so of 2020. But it's one of those archive, like, DVD-Rs. So pretty much if you want to pay $15-20 for a DVD-R with pretty much no features, you get on Amazon. I'm not sure if I really want to do that though for a DVD-R. So how about a Blu-ray? I think someone has like a fan-made Blu-ray of the Warriors there. Because the Warriors came out in 1979. It's a Walter Hill film and a pretty decent fun movie. You know, fantastical, yes. In 1979, this is people thought would be the future of gangs, where there's so many in the city, and you have different groups. You have the baseball Furies and the Lizzies and the Orphans, and they all have their certain colors, their certain look, their certain feel to them. And Walter Hill thought of it as a comic book movie. That's fine and dandy, but then years later, when he wanted to do a director's cut, he literally put in the stupid fucking comic book panels. It begins with this stupid, pointless bullshit of Walter Hill I don't even know if it's him narrating or John Milius. Sounds like John Milius, but I don't know who narrated. Whatever. I don't fucking care. Someone narrates the great soldiers in the Persian Empire and 14... I don't give a fuck. This is not needed. God damn it. And then when the movie will freeze and goes to a comic book page and then cuts to another thing, or there'll be time where there's a transition but you get this white line like it's a comic book, it takes you out of the movie. Like, I don't know what Walter Hill, what the fuck he was thinking, what the fuck he was smoking. The ganja, the DJ, the MJ, what the... smoking someone's BJ, I don't know what the fuck Walter Hill was doing, but this was a dumb fucking decision that never should have been... I guess if you get the old DVD, or if you get the DVD-R, I think there's a fan Blu-ray, like a fan-made one on eBay. I don't know how much it is. But, goddamn, man. When you put it on Blu-ray, you should just have both cuts. no matter how much Walter Hill wants to bitch about it. Because Walter, no one likes your fucking director's cut. Maybe they'll deal with it, but when people go, what's the choice? They don't want your director's cut. Like the way the movie ends. Instead of the characters walking along the beach as the credits roll, no, it freezes, comic book panel, it stays on the comic book panel, and then the credits go up. I'm like, Jesus Christ. It just takes you out of the movie. Like, you get involved with the film, and then freeze, comic book. I'm like, great, thanks for taking me out of the film. Can I get back into the film? So sorry, that's my rant on the director's cut. Just fucking stupid. I don't think there's many other differences with the director's cut, just the stupid comic book shit he wanted to put in there. It doesn't work. I don't know, most people, they think of comic books. I always think of the Warriors kind of like a video game, which there was a video game for PS2. Sadly, I don't think I have the game anymore. I used to have the game, but I don't think I have it anymore, sadly. But, you know, it's a time where this guy brings all these gangs together because he wants a truce. Well, look how powerful we are if we're united. Look at all these people you see around you. Can you dig it? Can you dig it? But then someone shoots him, and that's Luther, played by David Patrick Kelly. Which I think he played... I think his character's named Luther in 48 Hours as well. Also a Walter Hill film. He was also in Dreamscape. He was in the first John Wick movie. And David Patrick Kelly, good character actor. Thomas Waits, who was in John Carpenter's The Thing as Windows, he sees it, runs off with his fellow the Warriors. The Warriors get blamed for this. And then, again, I looked at it as a video game as you got... The goal of the video game is to get home. Through the video game, you go to each level, and each level is a different situation, a different game. Sometimes you gotta run through the cops, probably quick time. Or you gotta battle... You have these guys named the Orphans. There's a low-level gang, which they throw Molotov cocktails at their ass. Before that, they're chased by these skinheads. They get to the subway train. Or they run away from the cops. Or they fight the baseball furies who are painted up in this black-white makeup and baseball outfits. Or shove that bat up your ass and turn you into a popsicle. I will admit, I liked the film. There's a part of me that wanted to see more action. Because it's such a cool idea, and you have the poster that's really striking. I think when I first saw this, I was hoping for a lot more of them fighting different gangs with, like, unique outfits. I guess I was expecting a lot more of that. But that's not the case. There's a few gangs they fight, but not a whole lot if you think about it. But there's a few. I mean, there's the guys they fight, and then there's the roller skating gang they fight in the subway bathroom. But it does have a fun atmosphere, feel of New York. You definitely get to see the sights as they go through the city in this race against... Not really against time, but just against the odds, as this DJ. I forget the actress's name, but she was in the show I reviewed for the channel, Bear in the Big Blue House. She played the voice of the moon. Sadly, the actress passed away, but she did a good job being the DJ voice, kind of saying how, these guys are after you. The score fits well with the movie. The songs I don't mind. I would say my favorite is at the end, In the City. Yeah, I thought it works well. The characters, yeah, you don't really get to know much about the characters. But, they have, their personas are fine. The leader, Michael Beck, he didn't get to do a whole lot. He was in the film Xanadu. He was in Megaforce, but he didn't get to do a whole lot of movies. But he worked well for the lead. Did you tell he's a guy that would take charge, and this is a guy to look to depend upon to get your ass home? He had a nice, serious look to him. He delivered his lines perfectly fine. James Remar is the rebel who would work with Walter Hill a few times, like he was the bad guy in 48 Hours. I think him and Walter Hill separated because James Remar was going to be Hicks in this movie, Aliens, which Walter Hill produced. Or he had a hand in it. Was he? I think his name's on as producer. And it's like, hey, get James Remar. And then James Remar had a drug problem. It was so bad they had to get him out. And so last minute, James Cameron called in Michael Biehn because he worked with him on the Terminator. But I think Walter Hill, from what I understand, really was pissed off because he went for bat for James Remar and was probably embarrassed him a lot. Like, I fucking went to bat for you to do this film and sequel to Alien, and you end up drunk. I mean, not drunk, but doing drugged up. Get the fuck out of my face. I don't think Walter Hill really worked with James Remar again. But even before, I worked with him on this film and 48 Hours. But he did fine. I liked his character. He was tired of running. He wants to fight. It just sucks that he disappears about halfway through the film. Because he wants to kiss with this woman on the bench, is a bit rough, finds out the girl's an undercover cop, and gets arrested. I'm like, I always thought that sucked. That, I wanted to see more of him. I wanted him to stick around to the end of the movie. I didn't want him to gone so early. I really wanted him to stick around because I thought him and Michael Beck had some nice friction and create some bit of drama, but maybe, hey, they'll work together by the end and, they'll have each other's back. But, sadly that wasn't the case. Also, you can tell that Thomas Waits, reading up on it, him and the director, Walter Hill, did not get along. That the story is apparently Walter Hill wanted him for this film and thought of him maybe like a young James Dean or something. Then at one point he offered Tom Waits a drink. He said no. Walter Hill got a bug up his ass about it. I thought the making of the film, they hated on each other more and more. And I guess the original plan was that character was not supposed to die. Instead, he went up to Cradar Baxley, who would go on to direct I Come in Peace, go on to direct Action Jackson, Stone Cold. He worked on, I guess, some of the action scenes. He said, I want this guy killed off. What? I don't give a shit. I want him killed off. And that's why the fight with Thomas Waits, you don't really see his face. Because for what I understand, it was a stunt double. It's when the warriors are being chased by cops, and they're fighting, and the cop throws Thomas Waits into the... So I don't think you ever see his face. I always thought, wow, this seemed like a really out of the blue... Because here's the other thing. He's the one who sees David Patrick Kelly shoot the leader that makes all these problems occur. The fact that Thomas Waits sees this, you would think that would come into play. I guarantee you, the original idea was that he would tell the warriors what happened. I saw who shot him. And either maybe he would go to and say, no, this is the guy who killed him, or something else would happen. But no, he never tells the warriors that he saw Luther shoot the guy. In fact, they had to find out a different way where they get split up. Michael Beck, James Remar, and some others here. Some guys over here. These guys are with this female gang. It's cool to have a female gang in there called the Lizzies. And they're the ones who tell them, yeah, you guys shot. No, we didn't. They find out what they're accused of. And then this random guy comes up to the other guys chasing him going, yeah, this guy has something important to tell you. He knows who shot, who really shot the guy. It's like this random guy we've never seen before. I thought that's a bit weird. Because I guarantee you that wasn't the original, that was not the original intention. I guarantee it. So there was probably some rewriting going along. Now I don't know if any of that in the features, that's interviews that, it's Wikipedia, but it links to interviews and reading up on it. So, a bit weird. But, I mean, it's a cool idea. It's a simple but cool idea. Like, you have all these gangs chasing you. So you have one gang getting from point A to point B in New York, traveling the subway system, subway, fighting in the subway bathrooms and in the streets, in the park, in this journey to survive. The other warriors, I don't really get much of a sense of them. They do fine acting-wise, but I can't really tell you much about the other warriors, good or bad. It's just like, okay, I can't really tell you a whole lot of character, any eccentric stuff or characteristics about a lot of the warriors. Maybe that would have been nice if there was a bit to really have them shine in their roles. Whether, I don't know, it's the way maybe like little tics or little personality tics or traits or just something to that would have been nice. And I guess I would like to have seen them fight a bit more of the gangs, a bit more this crazy, almost city of war type. Maybe they didn't have the budget for it. Because they get to the runaway from the skinheads. The orphans, they don't really fight. They throw a Molotov cocktail, the car blows up, and then they get away. They run away from the cops. They get split up. And then, yeah, they fight the Baseball Furies. And then James Remar gets arrested. The other group, they deal with the Lizzies. These chits are packed. I do like some of the way Walter Hill directed the scenes. Like when they're getting shot at, and the bit of slow-mo when they crash through the door, and you're using multiple angles, showing them getting through the door, and the desperate nature they get away from these crazy bitches. So Walter Hill's direction, I didn't really have much problems with. And there's also a couple, some moments watching it again. I appreciate these little moments. Michael Beck and this girl that comes along with them from the Orphans gang, I did because she finds this gang more interesting and wants to leave and go somewhere else. They're sitting in the subway, and in comes like 3-4 kids, seem like they're ready for prom. And just the different nature where you have these 4, they're just worried about prom, they got their dates, the little flowers, coronation, and they look over, and here's maybe the same type of age group, and they're running for their lives, getting in battles, and a whole different world. And sort of that kind of shuts the other group up, like, Jesus Christ, like they're almost as old as I am, and we're having fun, and look what's happening. Like, and you didn't have to say any words. You just say it both with looks and just the different back and forth. There was no dialogue. Hello, do you get it? Do you get what that means? No, I got it, and you didn't make me think I'm an idiot for not getting it. Let me explain in case you're too stupid to figure it out. So, I liked that little moment. And little moments like David Patrick Kelly to aid them on with the bows. Warriors, come out and play. That's definitely a memorable moment. Really, yeah, it didn't make you hate the bad guy. And it's not, I guess It's not an action film. I mean, it is, but you maybe look at it a little bit more as a survival film. Because, like I said, when I first saw this and I see the poster and the trailer, I think there's going to be wall-to-wall fighting games left and right. Like it was a fucking Double Dragon video game. But it's not. It's not. I would love to see that. I love to see a simple movie where A to B and you find like a shitload of different gangs with different atmosphere, different color schemes they wear. That'd be cool. I know there was talks of a remake. Not now, because they always fuck it up. I think Tony Scott at one point wanted to do a remake. I could be wrong. I actually would like to have seen how that would have been. Because it's Tony Scott. Like, maybe he would have given what I wanted, what I was thinking of. But the film itself that we got is still a pretty decent movie. I just can't say it's one of my favorites. I didn't grow up with the film as much as others. But yeah, I like the way it's shot, the era of the 70s, how everything's dirty and grimy, and I like the way people wear their clothes. As outlandish as some of them may seem, it definitely brings a certain character. It's definitely memorable about that. Like the score fits the film. There's nothing music-wise that made it seem out of place. The few fight scenes there are, like they're fighting with baseball bats, and especially the bathroom scene where you have this roller skating game. I like the way the bathroom scene, the subway bathroom, is structured. Some use of slow-mo, some terrorists getting thrown through or thrown at the windows, they're breaking, and I understand what's going on, and each of the warriors get their moments to shine, kicking ass. Shows that they're a tough unit. I thought that was staged fairly well, directing-wise. At least it didn't have the stupid fucking comic book panels like other scenes do. Like the beginning of the Baseball Fury, you have the stupid comic book panel where apparently James Remar said, "Holy shit," which he didn't, but it's like a comic book panel, James Remar looking, and then over here is like, "Holy shit, the Baseball Fury." Is like, just fuck. God damn it. Fucking stupid comic book panels. But The Warriors, pretty damn decent flick. Like I said, I wanted a bit more action and such from it, but pretty damn decent for what it is. The actors do their job. The whole vibe, can you dig it? It's retro, but it's not corny or cheesy in my opinion. It fits. It fits in this world. Which apparently the comic book panel says it's in the future. Yeah, sure it is. I'm sure that was your intention. Yep, this is the future. This is 2025. Doesn't say that, but just if you say so, Walter Hill. Okay, this is in the future. Again, if you say so. But with that said, still a thumbs up. Entertaining film. Has a nice attitude to it. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.